Okay, good afternoon. Thank you to everyone who's joined us so far. My name is James Lydon. I'm the Channel Sales Manager for Badger Power Electronics, and I've got my colleague Chris Fisher with me, who is our Training and Technical Manager. So yeah, thanks for joining us. I will get started straight away. So bear with me 1 second, there's a couple more people coming in. Okay, I'm going to start with a quick video introduction to the Amstel EV chargers. This video predominantly covers our 7.4 kilowatt AC home charger. Cosmetically, our 22 kilowatt three-phase charger is exactly the same. So yeah, here we go.
Renewable energy and electric vehicles are essential technologies for lowering emissions to help combat climate change. Badger Power Electronics offers a range of EV chargers for home and commercial use. Our 7.4 kilowatt AC EV charger has top-of-the-line safety features, is quick and easy to install, comes with a Type 2 connector or socket, and is suitable for most EVs in the UK and in Europe. Sleek design and innovative features. Integrated DC leakage test. With included RFID card to activate charging sessions. In an emergency, press the emergency stop button to power down the device immediately. The DLB function ensures a dynamic balancing of the home's loads to prevent overloading the main breaker. Simple and easy to install. Harmonising homes for the future. Mobile app with online monitoring, providing real-time charging updates, and smart grid functionality. Integrated pen fault detection device eliminates the need for installing an earth rod. Our EV chargers are safe and easy to use.
So that was a brief video introduction of our Amstel EV charger. Thanks again to everyone who has just joined. A little bit of housekeeping. Everyone's microphones are muted and the cameras are off. If anyone does have any questions as we're going through the presentation, at the bottom you'll see there's a Q&A box. Feel free to type any questions in there, and we will either type the responses out or we'll try and cover them as we go through the presentation. Brief schedule of what we're going to cover today. So first of all, we're going to talk about the features of our 7.4 kilowatt Amstel, then our 22 kilowatt three-phase, our new twin 22 kilowatt Amstel charger, which is going to be available in August. That's 32 amps per socket. What's in the box, cable entry options, the RFID cards and the functionality. We'll talk about dynamic load balancing, how it works and why it's important. Our solar DLB function, so that's diverting any excess solar from the customer's PV array to their vehicle. A brief explanation of the LED lights on the front of the unit. We will then go over our app, so it's our free comprehensive app that's available on both Android and iOS, and there's a quick video which outlines the main features of that. We will then show our competitor comparison chart. We've got our Amstel docking station, which is a great product for house builders and any situation where an EV charger needs to be installed for first fix. And we'll also talk about the grants that are available for the docking station. We'll go over our website. We will briefly talk about the SEAI and the BPE regulations that are coming into effect in September. Why recommend BPE? And then any questions that we've not covered through the webinar, we will come to at the end. So our Amstel 7.4 kilowatt smart charger. It has an adjustable current output from 6 to 32 amps. So using the free app, the customer can manually change the minimum and the maximum current output on the charger. So in the box, the charger comes with all the equipment needed for the dynamic load balancing. But if the customer has the charger installed without the DLB box, you can manually adjust the current. Full smart functionality with remote app access. It's compatible with solar PV arrays and smart tariff. So if you've got a customer who has an off-peak tariff, it's great for that, because using the app, you can schedule your charging sessions within that off-peak window. The dynamic load balancing is adjustable between 0 and 99 amps, and that'll prevent overloading the main breaker. Internal pen fault detection, which is really key nowadays. So installers don't need to drill an earth rod into the ground. It's got an integrated Type A RCD and also a separate 6 milliamp DC leakage detection device. There's 3 ways a customer can start the charging session. The charger comes included with 5 RFID cards as standard. So if you've got this maybe outside your business, or if you think your next door neighbor might cheekily try and charge their vehicle on your driveway during the day when you're at work, you can program using the app that all charging sessions have to be authorized using an RFID card. There's the app start, so you can again lock the charger and then start and stop your charging session using the app, or you've got the auto start mode, which is quite simply come home, pull up, plug in, and it will charge straight away. It comes with 2 covers as standard, the matte black cover and the space gray that you can see on the image here. So it's a great, customers love that, the ability to change the covers. We may look at doing different colors in the future if there's a demand, but yeah, it's back to the old Nokia days where we can change the fascias, and it's quite a nice customizable thing. As you can see on the side, we've got the integrated emergency shut-off button and also the DC leakage test button. So as I said at the beginning of the webinar, our 22 kilowatt 3-phase smart charger cosmetically is exactly the same. There's no difference. So again, this is available as a 6-meter tethered and also a socket only. So it's ideal for 3-phase connections. The ability to output 11 kilowatt or 22. So again, the max current is adjustable using the app, and it's the same sleek design as the 7.4 kilowatt model. Our new twin Amstel unit, so this is going to provide 22 kilowatts per side. So it's a twin unit, great for commercial premises. Obviously, it's 3-phase, so really similar features to the 7.4 and 22 kilowatt Amstel. RFID, you've got your emergency shutdown and no earth rod required. And this is going to be available Q3 this year. So it's it's nearly ready. It's full OCPP as well, so it'll work with a variety of different back-end platforms to monetize charging sessions, the ability to charge customers. So it's very flexible. Okay, so what's in the box? So one of the things we pride ourselves on is everything the customer needs is in the box. There's some competitors out there where you buy the charger. If you want dynamic load balancing, you have to buy a separate DLB box. If they want to charge from solar, it's again a separate box. So we've really thought of everything and included everything as standard. So you've got the EV charger, obviously. There's the matte black and the space gray fascia. They're both in the box. There's the top wiring rear wall dock. So I'll come on to the different wiring methods in a moment. We've got the CT sensor, the adjustable dynamic load balancing box. It even comes with a DIN rail mount and all the wall fixings to mount the DLB box by the consumer unit. RFID cards ×5. There's a 5-meter DLB network cable. So the dynamic load balancing box will be fed back to the EV charger using network cable. So there's some companies on the market now, I think more so in the UK at the moment, but I think they are gradually being made available in Ireland, where they have the comms cable integrated in the SWA, so it can all be run through one length. An adhesive wall fixing template, which again, you know, we've thought of the installers to make the installation process as easy as possible. So this will stick on the wall, and it's got the markings on there, so they know where to drill. There's the fascia removal tool. So this just helps pop off that front cover easily without damaging it. All the user manuals for the charger and the app, and all the required wall fixings. So again, I think you'll agree we've tried to tick every box, you know, even down to the fascia removal tool. You know, at first we didn't have that in the box, and you know, we discovered ourselves, and feedback that we received from installers was, you know, people were using screwdrivers to remove the front cover, which isn't good. It can damage it. So you know, that's why we've included that in there. So there's multiple cable entry options. So you can see the Amstel charger here. This is sat on the back box. So this back box would only be used if you needed to go in top entry. So in the back box, you've got a terminal block. It's pre-terminated with the cables in there. So you will come in through the top, and then the Amstel charger will sit on the back box. We call it a docking station. So this is part of our home builders products, which we'll come on to shortly. So yeah, it's very easy to install. Like I said, the charger will just sit on there. The back box also supports rear entry and bottom entry. So some customers prefer to have the back box installed for bottom entry cable and rear entry cable access. It just stands it off the wall a little bit more, just to give them a bit more room to wrap the cable around it if that's what they'd like to do. Rear entry knockout, and then the bottom entry, which is probably going to be the most common. Okay, so as we mentioned, each charger ships with 5 RFID cards. So we'll come onto this functionality a little bit more on the video for the app, but you can see this is a screenshot from our app. So it's really easy for customers and installers to change the different working modes on the charger to enable RFID and, you know, charge it, control the charging via the app. And then you can see you've got plug and charge. So if somebody wants to come home and not have to, you know, get their RFID card out or go into the app, if they enable plug and charge, that will then automatically toggle off the 2 features, the 2 modes above. So 5 cards included. It's a simple tool for charge point security, and it's very easy to use. Okay, the dynamic load balancing. So what the dynamic load balancing will do is the box that comes with the charger, you can see on the right here, it's got the number 1 on. That'll be installed by the consumer unit or in the meter cupboard with the CT, and that'll go around the main incoming AC before the meter. And using the 2 buttons on the DLB box, if you go to a property and the customer's got an 80 amp main incoming fuse and supply, you can program using the buttons on the DLB box that is the limit to the customer's home load. So you'd set that at 80 amps. And because it's dynamic, the CT and the DLB box will continually monitor the load. And then as soon as the home load gets near that 80 amps, what it'll do is it will reduce the amount of power that the charger is sending to the vehicle. And that just prevents a whole house blackout essentially, and it saves blowing the main fuse. So it's fully dynamic, like I said. So it's probably not an issue for most people who've got maybe, you know, 1 charger, but as we progress you know, especially over the next sort of 5 or 10 years when there might be two EV chargers, you know, both at 32 amps. So you've got 64 amps there, and, you know, air source heat pumps and electric ovens and electric showers. You can see how it's going to be quite easy for people to get to that 80 or 100 amp limit. So this will just continually monitor and, like I say, reduce that the amount of power that the charger is putting into the vehicle. So it's adjustable from 0 to 99 amps. Like I said, it constantly measures the home load and limits the charger's output. And you can see, you can probably just see at the bottom, the CT clamp above the, just below the meter, it's got the red and white cables on. Okay, so the solar DLB, it's very similar to the DLB. Again, this is in the box. This has 2 CT sensors. So you've got one CT sensor, which will be, again, just before the meter, and then the other CT will be on the AC line from the inverter back to the consumer unit. And between them both, they will constantly monitor what the house is using and what the solar PV is generating. So if the solar PV is generating, let's say 20 amps and the home load's only 10 amps, it will send that excess to the vehicle. So you can see on our different work modes that we've got on the right hand side on the screenshot, you've got the pure PV mode. And what this will do is it will continuously send 6 amps to the vehicle, which is the minimum vehicles need. It's just like a small sort of top up, if you like. And then any excess from the PV will then go on top of that 6 amps. So if you've got 10 amps excess, instead of exporting that back to the grid and not getting paid to do so, you can charge your vehicle for free. Most common mode is probably mains hybrid mode. And what that will do is that will charge your vehicle at the full 32 amps, but it will use a blend of grid power and solar. So again, if there's an excess of 10 amps coming from the PV, what this will do is it will take 22 amps from the grid and then 10 amps from the PV to always keep you at that 32 amp limit. Full speed mode, so that will basically cancel out the 2 other options, and that will just charge at 32 amps with no PV. And then normal mode, so that's for customers who don't have a solar PV array. And what that will do is it will just enable the standard DLB box where they can pre-program that to ensure the main incoming fuse doesn't get blown. Okay, LED lights explanation. So from what we've seen in the past, the most common issues might be that the charger is set to dynamic load balancing mode, but the DLB isn't connected, and that will throw up an error because the charger is sort of saying, I'm in DLB mode, but I can't see the sensor. So yeah, red and amber, DLB is offline. Solid amber, the emergency stop button is pressed in. So you'd be surprised how many times we get that. But yeah, obviously quite an easy fix. Flashing amber, that tells you that the EV charger needs a firmware update. And as soon as you go back into the app, it will give you that option and you can push that to the charger. Okay. So I'm going to check if we've got any questions. Okay, we've got a question. What's to stop the customer adjusting the max current setting on the DLB box? Can it be locked to stop the customer adjusting? No, is the short answer, unfortunately. So no, it can't be locked. So I think it'd just be a little bit of education from you guys as the installers to say to the customer, we program this to the limit of your main fuse in your house. If you increase this, there's a potential that you're going to blow that main fuse, which is going to cause them quite a lot of problems. So yeah, there's no way of locking it, unfortunately. But yeah, it's hopefully customers won't mess around with it. We know some customers do like to fiddle around with things, but if we can ask the installers just a small education piece on the customers, just to say to them to not mess around with that. Okay, so the Be Smart app. So again, this is available on Android and iOS. It's a comprehensive app, and it will let the customers control all aspects of charging. Real-time charging information, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity. So there's a video you will see next, and you'll see how easy it is for you as installers to create that initial handshake, if you like, between the phone and the charger. That first, the first comms with it is Bluetooth, so there's no IP addresses. It's really straightforward. Smart tariff compatible. So again, you can, if you've got an off-peak tariff, it's very easy to go in there and set the times when you want to charge your vehicle on the cheaper tariff. What we do say if the customer is going to be using the scheduled charging on the app, is to ensure that there's no charging schedules set on the car. So if they've got a charging schedule set on the app and also on the car, there's a conflict in comms there. So yeah, just one or the other, please. And again, in the app, you can enable RFID or plug and charge mode. And there's remote access to start and stop charging sessions, adjust the charging current, select the preferred dynamic load balancing mode, which is what we covered shortly a minute ago on the PV or the standard DLB, and you can schedule charging sessions.
Hello, my name's Chris, and welcome to our BPE Smart app demonstration. So whenever a customer downloads the app, this is the landing page they get. So at the bottom, you can select Add EV Charger. That'll bring you to the next page. So on this page, you're going to pair the charger to the app, and there's 3 different ways of doing it. You can manually input the charger ID number into the top box. You can select the Bluetooth icon, and that'll search for the charger over Bluetooth and connect wirelessly. Or the most popular option is using the box on the right, and that's going to enable you to scan the QR code. So if I tap on that, I have the charger in front of me. On the left-hand side is a QR code. Just going to scan that, and it's automatically going to import that in. So the default password for all chargers is 1 through 6, and then you hit next, and it's going to now search for the charger. So the connection is successful. Now users have the option of setting a unique name and unique password for the charger. So if I go set now, I can rename the charger. I'll just call this one BPE. Confirm that. And now the new password, I'm just going to do 1 through 6 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Confirm that. So a warning comes up now, and this sort of instructs customers not to lose their password. Otherwise, it's difficult to reset the charger, as you have to actually power down the charger and go into it and press a button on the PCB. So now we're going to go to the main page of the charger. This is where you display all the charger statuses. So at the top you have the name of the charger you gave, and on the right is the Bluetooth icon that shows that the Bluetooth connection is successful and working. In the green circle in the top you have the status of the charger. So right now it's unplugged. Just below that you can set charging schedules. I'll go more into that in a bit. And then just below that you have all the parameters, so you can see your different currents, voltages, energy, max current, all the different settings. What I'll do right now is I'm going to tap on set charging schedules. And here users can go in and enable this function, and they can choose what periods over what days they want to set charging schedules for. So they could do just work days and select different times. So it could start charging at 6:30 and finish at 9:30 and set these sort of schedules. So I'm just going to go back out of this. And then in the top right hand corner we have a settings icon. So if you tap on that, it brings you to the settings page. Here's where you can have full control of the charger. So customers can tap on set max charging current, and this will give you an option to put a physical limit on the output current of the charger, ranging between 32 and 6 amps, or anything in between. I'll leave that on 32 for now. There's a few different options here. You can turn off the integrated pen fault detection or the grounding detection inside the charger. You can also enable or disable the emergency stop button if customers want to do that. And then just below that, you get into the 3 different charging settings for the charger. So the first mode of charging is with RFID enabled. In the box, we have 5 RFID cards included with each charger, and that allows customers to activate charging sessions with the RFID card. The second option, control via the app. This allows users to start or stop charging sessions remotely from the app, so on the previous page. And then the third option is plug and charge. So if I enable this, it disables the previous 2, and as soon as the charger is connected to the vehicle, it begins charging right away. This is sort of the easiest mode for homeowners to use. And then on the next section, you select your Wi-Fi networks. So I'll walk you through that right now. So I'm going to go choose a Wi-Fi network. I'm going to use the Wi-Fi we have here. I'm going to enter the password. Once you've put the password in, you hit set. Wait for the successful confirmation to come up, successful. And just make sure that whenever you're doing this for the first time, that you're not using a 5G Wi-Fi network. You're only using the 2.4 gigahertz. So if you go back a page, now what this allows you to do is to switch the app from Bluetooth control to Wi-Fi control. So just below, you're going to select this button. So you're going to switch it from Bluetooth to Wi-Fi, hit confirm. And this brings you back to the home page where you can now see that the charger is connecting, not over Bluetooth, but over Wi-Fi instead. So I'm going to connect back to the charger. This may take a few seconds to start the first pairing. Okay, now we're successfully back into the charger, and now we're speaking over Wi-Fi, so I could be anywhere from the charger and access all the settings remotely. The last few settings we get into it are the change passwords, so users can go in, change passwords, or just below that, we have the dynamic load balancing page. So if I tap on that, here I can enable or disable the solar PV charging modes if you have the solar PV DLP box connected. There's 3 different modes. The first mode is pure PV mode. So this is where you're drawing a minimum 6 amps from the grid, but anything over coming from the PV will get redirected towards the car. Mains hybrid, that allows you to charge at the full 32 amps with a blend of grid and solar. And full speed mode ignores the above modes and just charges the car from full power from the grid. And then the bottom mode, normal DLB mode, is for people who don't have solar panels, who just want to use the DLB function. So if I go back from there, you can also from this page set charging schedules. So I can go in here and do the same functions as I showed you previously. And you also have charging history as well. So you can go by day, month. You can see all the different charging histories and in graph format as well.
Okay, so that was a bit more of a detailed explanation of the app. So you can see how user-friendly it is for both the homeowner and also the installer, how quick and easy that initial connection is, and how straightforward it is to navigate the app and to change those parameters. This is our electric charger comparison chart. So we've put a few of the main competitors on there, and this just sort of kind of obviously we're slightly biased, and ours is all green. But it just sort of reiterates what I mentioned earlier about us including everything in the package as standard. So you can see with Zappi, for example, the optional extras towards the bottom, the CT clamps, the hub, the Harvey sensor, the RFID. We have 5 cards included. Some of the others, it might only be between 1 and 3. The 2 different coloured fascias, so on and so forth. So yeah, it's just to sort of reiterate that we've done a lot of work and we've listened to a lot of feedback to make sure everything is included in the box. Okay, so this is our Amstel docking station. So we briefly covered it earlier. So this is the back box that is included with the charger as standard. But what we've done is we've essentially created a new product. So you can see there's a lid for the back box. So this is great for home builders, first fix installs on new build properties. There's a lot of grants at the moment in the UK, for example. There is a £500 grant through OZEV on the WCS scheme, where installers and business owners can claim a £500 grant per parking bay that is EV ready. So that's just having the infrastructure to be EV ready, and this ticks those boxes. So the installer can install this on the wall or on a pole, terminate the cable into the docking station, and then in time when they're ready to install the charger, you simply just remove the lid, drop the charger onto the docking station, the rear part of it, and then connect the pre-terminate cables that are in there to the EV charger. So it's a great product. It ticks a lot of boxes, like I said, for house builders and grants. Easy to install, again, ideal for home builders, first fix. It can be wall mounted or pole mounted. IP55, and there's 3 knockouts, so you can go in from the top, the rear, or the bottom, and there's a built-in terminal block for safe wire terminations and a 3-year warranty. Okay, we've just launched our brand new dedicated EV website, which is badger-ev.com. Our badgerpowerelectronics.com website is still live, that's still there. But that's focused, more on the PV side of things. So like I say, we've launched a brand new website dedicated to EV, which is it's a great tool for installers to, if they recommend our charger, so homeowners can go on and look at all the main features. We've also built an installer hub into the website, which has got all the documentation you need in there for any grants or any DNO notifications. You've got your user manuals, the data sheets, all the CE certs, warranty documents, so on and so forth. We will then, in the training hub, we'll host webinars like this, copies of it, so people can refer back to it. And very shortly, we're going to be uploading training videos just to help you installers, make sure you've got all the tools you need to be able to install it quickly and safely. So those videos are going to include things like the programming the DLB, installing the charger, programming the app. So that's all going to be on there shortly. A great reference point for homeowners, and again, dedicated installer hub, which has got all your documents, warranty docs and CE certs. And a dedicated technical support contact details will also be in there. So this is a brief video which will just show you me skimming through the website. So it's quite sleek. It's got everything on there, all the different chargers, the main features. There's a page on all the incentives available in different countries, which is a great reference point. With different titles at the top. This is for home charging. So again, shows you different images for the customers, all the main features. You can access the data sheets. Again, all the main benefits. There's a page on the EV docking station, shows you the main features, and again, there's a section there on the available grants. Okay, it's a full page on the app as well, the different features, QR codes for direct access to the different app stores. And then we've got the installer hub, So I'd urge everyone to visit the website, go into the installer hub and register. You will then be emailed a password, which will give you full access to this, all your documents, and then we can confirm that you've completed the training also, and we can keep you up to date on new training videos and future in-person training courses in Ireland. Perfect. Okay, so I mentioned earlier, new regulations coming into effect in September in Ireland through the SEAI and AAA. So it's basically all EV chargers have to be smart. So it needs to be able to communicate externally, and they need to be smart for the homeowners to be eligible to claim the grant. And they've introduced this. There's a similar scheme in the UK, and it's essentially to manage the peak grid power demand. So, before EV chargers and scheduled charging, early hours of the morning. Now the problem that the grids and the DNOs have got is in the UK, for example, we've got Octopus, and they do an Octopus Go tariff. And that's a third of the price at 12:30 until 4:30 a.m. in the morning. So at the moment, the grid is seeing massive spikes at 12:30, where people are utilizing this tariff. And part of the new smart regulations is that the chargers will automatically have a delayed start time. So the customers aren't really going to notice it. It's, between sort of, 10 seconds up to, sort of 2 or 3 minutes. And it's just to manage that peak demand on the grid. Why recommend BPE? So there's a 3-year warranty on all electric vehicle chargers as standard. We have a great reputation in Ireland for delivering amazing products and after support. So if anyone on the webinar today has dealt with us previously on our inverters and associated products, people will know that technical support is what we pride ourselves on. We don't want people filling in support tickets online or having to email in issues. We know that when the installers are on site and there's an issue, they want to speak to someone straight away. So we offer that. We're always here. Our support team is in Manchester, and yeah, we pride ourselves on tech support. So yeah, we want people to know that we're in Manchester, we're always available, and we'll always do everything we can to help. We will work with the team at Rexel, CT and Kelleher's and feedback from installers to further develop products. We love feedback. So when you're installing one of our products, if you think we can do something better, please feed it back. We really do like feedback, and it helps us to not only make a great product for ourselves, but also a great product for installers to be nice and easy to install. And we're always available to talk with your customers to offer, pre or post-sale support. We don't sell direct. We only sell through authorized distribution partners. And in Ireland, our exclusive distributor is Rexel, so Kelleher's and CT. So you don't need to be worried about us speaking to your customers. We're not going to pass them anywhere else. We're purely there for, to help you guys. One other thing is, for every EV charger sold, we will plant 5 trees. So the customer, there'll be a slip in the box, and they can go online and choose where they would like the trees to be planted. So it's a great sort of green initiative, something a little bit different. And yeah, customers really do like that. Okay, so that's it. I think you'll agree it's a great looking charger. The app is nice and easy to use. So it's yeah, we like it. The feedback we receive is amazing from installers and again homeowners. Does anyone have any questions If anyone has any questions on anything I've not covered, please drop them into the Q&A box at the bottom. We will give it a couple of minutes just to see if we've missed anything or if there's anything outstanding. The fact there was only one question makes me quite happy that we've covered everything. I think I emailed most of the attendees earlier with the reminder link. So you've all got my contact details. Okay, we've got a question. Can other charge RFID cards be programmed into your system? Yeah, absolutely. So RFID is it's a universal frequency. So if someone's got the reader and writer tools, that can be programmed through the serial number on the charger. Okay, DLB box, does this accept AC and raw DC from solar panels? So no, the DLB box will purely monitor the main incoming AC into the home, and also the AC from the inverter. So the DC from the PV, it will go into the inverter, and then that will be sent back to the consumer unit, and then the AC supply from the inverter to the consumer unit is what the other CT will read. Okay, fantastic. Don't think there's any more questions. So yeah, everyone's got my email address. So if there's anything further, please feel free to drop me an email. We will have this webinar online in the next sort of 24 to 48 hours. So everyone can reference it if they need to come back on anything. So yeah, thank you for your time, everyone. Thank you for joining. It's a sunny day. I'm sure a lot of people would rather be in the beer garden, and I'm hoping that's where you can now go. So yeah, thanks again. Have a lovely weekend. We're always here for any questions, any support. Just get in touch with us. And yeah, have a great weekend. Thank you very much.